Episode 10, Politics as Usual with RC. RC was good, man.
What's the word, my guy?
Ain't nothing, chilling, man.
10 episodes in, man. We got the more wet for the 10th episode.
Man.
Cut the check.
Cut the check. Send a bag through. We need that, man. Yo, what's your thought on the Charlie Kirk death?
Charlie Kirk, unfortunately, got his TV turned off. Man, listen. Malcolm X warned about the white liberal, right? And Charlie Kirk was super conservative, crazy conservative. But Malcolm X warned about the white liberal. And I bring up the white liberal because Charlie Kirk was saying some crazy shit. Said if he see a black pilot, I hope he's qualified.
Crazy.
Like crazy. Said didn't believe that black women had the intellectual capacity to hold these esteemed positions when black women are the most educated demographic in the United States. Per capita, they have the most high degrees, most post-educational degrees. Like, he said some ridiculous shit. When some guy shot in the neck, they asked him about, I think he was commenting about, because the transgenders is doing mass shootings now and shit. So he was commenting on that. So he was like, well, if you're talking about a mass shooting, does that include gang violence or not? And then as he was saying that, he got shot in the neck. So they was talking about King Von dying. They was talking about all these other rappers dying and getting shot. All these other famous black people dying and getting shot. You know, something to talk about. They got their community, they need to clean up their community. They talking all that shit. But now, Charlie Kirk died, and you even see the white liberal like, oh, well, you know, he didn't have to die for what he said. And which, no, cool, you don't have to die for what you say. But where we come from, niggas die for what they say all the time.
That's a fact.
So, it's an unfortunate possible consequence of going out there and speaking your mind the way that you speak your mind. So, beware of course, the white conservative who's telling you he's racist now, and then the white liberal who is all on your side until something happens to white people. Then when something happens to white people, left and right get put to the side, and it's, oh no, that's not right. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro. I don't really feel no way about son dying. The only bad part about him dying is that his kids had to see it, his baby girls. You know what I mean? So, condolences to them. His wife, she's young. I'm older than Charlie Kirk. You know what I mean? His wife is young. Fucking, they got money. She'll find another man. But them little girls ain't gonna have their father no more. So that's the only sad part in the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, they canceling Jimmy Kimmel and all that.
Yeah, I was about to go next. That's where I was going next. Jimmy Kimmel, they trying to cancel him and all that for making a joke. But I don't get why they refused to apologize. He was getting $15 million.
Why apologize, though? I get to say what I want to say. I got a right to say what I want to. As much as Charlie Kirk said all that crazy shit, he got a First Amendment right to say that shit. I don't agree with none of that shit. Don't bring that shit
That's
over
not
here.
Jimmy Kimmel bag, though. That's not what he known to do.
But I mean, that's how he felt. That's how he felt. Because look at how butthurt a lot of these conservatives and Republicans are, bro. Some was saying some
killed by a
shit.
conservative, from what I read.
They said son was, I guess he had the tranny roommate, and that was his partner or whatever. So I think it was more so his issue with Charlie Kirk and his stance on the transgender issue and the LBG issue and all that shit, in which that's totally some left shit. But then his parents is mad Republican. Like, they are documented MAGA. So it's, for real, it's just not right. I think it's a false flag attack. If you look at it, Charlie Kirk is expendable because he's not a politician. If he was a politician, it'd be a whole different. But like, for real, they killed the politicians in Minnesota. Nobody be talking about that shit. Nobody's talking about that shit. They killed the 2 Democratic politicians in Minnesota. Nobody's saying nothing. These actual politicians. But because son is famous and he was close to the president and he was starting to change his stance on Israel, you know, oh my God, it's the hottest top. Bro, he's not a fucking politician, bro. In all honesty, he's expendable if anybody's expendable. If you wanted to stoke up some unrest in the country and take out somebody but not start an act of war, that's one of the perfect people. Now you see niggas like Nick Fuentes is changing their tone. Nick Fuentes is a bitch. Because I ain't gonna lie. He say some ridiculous shit about black people too. But when it comes to Israel, he knows what the fuck he talking about. And that's what people have to be able to. That's where you got to use your own intellect. If you know he's clearly uninformed about some shit and he's just saying some ridiculous shit, just based in ignorance and hatred, like when he speaks about black people, it's just stupidity. But when you know that this nigga clearly has read this shit and he's well informed about it and he kind of makes it damn near a topic of an obsession when he talks about Israelis and the Jews and shit like that, clearly that nigga know what the fuck he's talking about with that. So give him an ear when he's talking about that. But now he's mending his tone because he's scared. He sees that, yeah, you're not in a safe zone just because you're talking. No. Now you could potentially be a target too for what you're saying. So he's scared. Tucker Carlson's a fucking idiot. He's kind of not scared. I'll give him that. He's kind of not scared. Candace Owens is fearless. I'll give her that. Shorty is fearless. And that's because you're black, Candace. That's because you're black. You realize fucking Megyn Kelly ain't fearless like you fearless. It's because you're black. All right? But fucking, yeah, she fearless. So shout out to Candace. I've been fucking with Candace lately.
Yesterday, the New York Post had Jimmy Kimmel on the front page, and it was like, ABC is idiots. They are idiots for not editing the Kirk comments.
Well, so I don't know how the comment came out. Was it just some shit they asked him, or it was on his show and he said it on his show?
He said it on the show.
I mean, he said it on his show and he get to say what he say, bro. I mean, like, come on, let's not be real, bro. Mainstream media has been liberal for a long time, son. It's been very democratically favored for a long time, bro. So, of course, he would feel safe to say some shit like that when his bosses and everything he's been saying has been favored towards some Democrat shit. And my fault. And they've been taking a hard stance against MAGA and the right. So, like, it's just way blown out of proportion, bro. The man get to say what he want to say. And now, fucking, you see, I saw Ted Cruz, Ben Shapiro. Now they all saying, like, yo, this is a slippery slope. We got to be careful. I don't fuck Jimmy Kimmel, but I don't agree with him getting fired for what he said. Because they realize there may come a day where a Democrat becomes president, and now this is setting precedent. You know what I'm saying? That, yo, if you don't like what they saying, you can take them off the air. Weaponize the FCC and shit like that. So, like man, it's all bullshit, son. I don't know who, like I said, I don't know who that nigga is working for, but he's working for somebody. It's looking like he's working for Israel. It's looking like Trump is working for Israel. So, he not working for the American people no more.
Yesterday, it was reported that a shouting match broke out during the House Oversight Committee hearing after the Republican Rashida Tlaib. She described Trump crime crackdown as a fascist takeover.
And what the other side said, what the Republicans were saying?
The Republicans, accused the Republicans of distorting the crime situation in the national capital. She's like, I think it's really important. We need to stand up against the fascist takeover. That's not a bad word. It's a fact. And Trump interjected as her time expired, but she kept talking and all that. They ain't really...
Man, because it's the truth. After Charlie Kirk got killed, I saw that there was an argument. They wanted to take time to observe time for him. And Jasmine Crockett was like, yo, he wasn't a member of the fucking Congress. He wasn't a senator or Republican. What the fuck y'all want to take? Like for real, what we doing? The fucking Nancy Mace, that's her name, Mace? Man, these people is fucking stupid, bro. Man, these people is just so stupid, bro. Argument started. Anna Paulina Luna was like, oh, y'all did this. Blaming the Democrats, like the language they use, calling people fascists and shit. But that's fascism, my nigga. when you getting people taken off the airways for what they say. And no, Trump didn't exactly say take him off, fire him. No, it wasn't favorable toward him. Everybody knows that Trump been kind of, getting back at niggas who get at him. So it kind of sent his bosses in a frenzy. And then the FCC chairs, he even quoted some Project 2025 shit. Like, yo, bro, I know probably people's going to look at this and be like, oh, you voted for Trump, so this is what you get. Like, nah, my nigga. He even sold out the fucking racist white people, bro. So, yeah, I'm a black person that, first off, you ain't going to tell me that fucking I had to vote for this half a black lady, quarter black lady, that they was trying to push on the niggas. That's one. But then two, he sold out everybody, bro. He sold out the black person who was kind of identifying with some conservative views like myself. He sold out the Uncle Tom black person. He sold out the motherfucking the conservative white man, the racist conservative white man, the fucking everybody, bro. He sold out everybody for the rich. He sold out everybody for the rich, bro. For real, son. So, like, nah. Now they're all worried about the shit that the Democrats are saying. The Democrats, I ain't gonna lie, they a bunch of fucking suckers. Because they've been waiting so long to just fight back against the bullshit that the Republicans been doing. But what they have done is just continue to just talk. All they can do is talk. Yeah, it took them mad long to start the gerrymandering shit. You know what I'm saying? They're not going out here. Now they doing some shit. They had some Democratic lawmakers got locked up down at the Fed building on the ICE floor because they was demanding to see certain shit and like how ICE was detaining niggas and ICE wasn't compliant and they said fuck that, we not going, and they ended up locking them niggas up. So now that's good trouble. Now they starting to get into the good trouble because they not going for it. But it took them some time. But the one thing that they did always do was just use their language. Oh, this is fascism. He thinks he's a dictator. And honestly, that kind of got people's minds going because they got intelligent people's minds going. Because I was just watching something. They said the FBI's pretty much new face of terror, of domestic terror, is like under 30s, male, highly intelligent, right? And unemployed or underemployed. Those four characteristics break up the new face of terror. And white, but they don't want to say white. They don't want to say white.
Black.
You know what I mean? They don't want. Before it was black. It was just black a couple years ago. It was the YN. The YN was terrorizing America. Y'all little niggas was, let's be real. The YN was terrorizing America, right? Now, all the political unrest, political violence is starting to take, the forefront of American issues. And it's coming from, look at Luigi Mangione, look at the Thomas Crooks, the little white nigga that shot at Trump in Pennsylvania, and then look at this nigga, Robinson. All white, all under 30, all highly intelligent. Luigi Mangione had degrees. This nigga scored in the top 99% on the SAT. Crooks top 99% on the SAT. You know what I'm saying? Unemployed or underemployed. And that's what I'm saying. That rhetoric is reaching the people who are informed enough about these topics. Like, yo, all right, they calling him a fascist. They calling him a dictator. Oh, shit, he is putting the fucking military on the street. Oh, shit, he is calling for people to be fired that speak unfavorably about him. Oh, shit, he is firing people that put out unfavorable statistics about his administration. Oh, shit, he is, like, yo, bro, he's doing dictator shit. He's doing fascist shit. Straight up and down. And that's why I be big on Thomas Hobbes, because when you take out the money, when you take out the titles and, all that shit and break it all down, if you can't influence a nigga, but what he's doing is causing problems, what's the one thing you could do to even the playing field? Smoke that motherfucker. And that's what those people are starting to do.
Turn the TV off.
Turn niggas' TVs off, So, I think it's an issue that our country probably don't have no solution for. Like, I really believe, like, these older generations, they just have to just die out, bro. I think in 20, 30 years, when Trump's era, you know, the baby boomers, unfortunately, my grandma's a baby. I hope my grandmother will be 200. But the rest of them motherfuckers in politics that's that age, when they die out, you know what I'm saying? Fucking, then you'll be able to see some changes in things because it'll be a new mindset. But right now, it's too many people in charge that want to promote politics as usual. So, fucking, in the meantime, it's going to be what it's going to be. I encourage the left to continue to use that rhetoric because it's not, they're trying to make it illegal. Bondi talking about going after hate speech. It's not like, what the fuck is hate speech? Or how is it hate speech if I'm saying the shit the nigga's doing is some fascist shit? Now, he's a fascist, that's hate speech. What? Kind of dumb shit. And here's another thing, bro. A lot of these real racist people, a lot of these, like, far-right people are not very educated, bro. You can spew a bunch of big words, shout some statistics, and sound incredibly informed about the topic you're talking about. But a general education is lacking from a lot of these people. Like Charlie Kirk. Did you hear a lot of the dumbass shit that Charlie Kirk said? And it was clearly just from somebody who was not educated broadly enough. And it shows. The nigga dropped out of like junior college. You know what I'm saying? So like these is the people that are supposed to be leading all like yo, bro, he at this age, in his 30s, some was being influenced talking about some Zionists, the Jews have to get Israel and they have to complete the Greater Israel Project because once the original borders are reached, then the rapture will come and Jesus will return. Are they really pushing this religious bullshit in global politics? This is America. What happened to separation of church and state? This nigga Charlie Kirk was going to convert from, I think, Protestant to Catholicism because being a Protestant meant that he had to be a Judeo-Christian. And Catholicism meant he could just be straight up Jesus. Like, what? That influences, like, what? That shit is fucking mind-boggling to me. Like, what? And now everybody talking about Jesus and God and Christians. And when the fuck did that become the forethought of America? Like, when did that? What happened to separation of church and state? What happened to that, son?
Yo, let him close the door. We shooting. Oh, man.
Like, that shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, I think people need to abandon all that shit. I think when religion gets into politics, it gets ugly. You know, that's why you have the freedom of religion. You can have practice whatever religion you want. But when it comes to politics, dealing with, you know, the government of man, there's no space for that shit. Are there some basic rights that are in there that, yeah, the Bill of Rights, first 10 amendments, obviously some correlations with the 10 commandments, but like, nah, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm talking about religion. They blacked out the screen. Oh, shit. God trying to show me something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But yeah, son. I just think it's a lot of uneducated people with a lot of influence. And they get to spew a lot of bullshit. You know, the one thing I will give the left credit for is they are incredibly educated. They are very educated, and that's kind of where they get that condescending demeanor they have, where, you know, I'm so educated on this. I've been to school for this for 12 years. I wrote 17 fucking theses and papers on this shit. You know, who are you to tell me anything about it? This is how it's supposed to be. No. There's never one set way to do things. You know, it's a democracy for a reason. The majority rules what's best for everybody. If what we thought yesterday was not what's best for us today, then we find what we're going to do for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So, but you do have to be educated to be in these spots, bro. And it's a lot of non-educated people speaking. That's how they grasped this level of popularity, because they were speaking to the uneducated white man. The white man who wasn't taking advantage of his white privilege. You know what I'm saying? Who looked up and he found himself in the same spots and earning the same thing as the black man who he believed he was better than. That's who these people were speaking to. You know what I'm saying? So...
yeah, also, you know, the New York Democratic chairman, Jay Jacobs, he refused to endorse Zohran for mayor, saying he's a socialist and not a Democrat, and also the progressives, they insisted that Jacob step down.
That's good. That's good. Shout out to the progressives. Round of applause button for the progressives for insisting that Jacob step down. Because, like, yo, bro, this nigga won the fucking primary, son. If you win a primary, you get endorsed. But as we seeing, it's not the politics as usual. And because it's not the politics as usual, now they pretty much saying, hey, people, fuck y'all. We doing what we want to do. No, bro. Champagne is here for a reason. Because the revolution is about to kick off, bro. So we pop champagne to the revolution being about to be kicked off. Our elected officials, not just in America, but in a lot of the Western civilization, are not working for the people that elected them. I'm going to say that again. Our elected officials in most of Western civilization, whether it be America or Europe, they are not working in favor of the people that elected them, my nigga. And that's what this J. Jacob shit is telling you, bro. Zohran is a Muslim. They can deal with us. They know us. They know us real well. I'm telling, white people is so fucking, they is so calm with black people, bro. So long as they know what type of nigga you is. One of them rebel rousing niggas, oh nah, we ain't gonna say one. But one of them niggas that smile and do a thumbs up in front of the camera no matter what's going on, we want him. You know what I'm saying? White people is cool with it, but other melanated people, white people scared to death, bro. And Zohran represents that, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? 1 out of every 7 people on the planet is Indian, but fucking, there's still another minority. Zohran represents change. All the Judeo-Christian shit I was just talking about. Zohran's a Muslim. He ain't got nothing to do with none of that shit. He has yet to say anything about Israel. Because you don't give a fuck about Israel. It's not his problem. You know, they asked me to visit Israel. It's like, yo, bro, there's Jewish people here. I go work with the Jewish people in New York. Who is a billion% a part of the fabric of New York City. You know, like, what the hell? Why do I have to pay attention to these foreign interests? And they don't like that, bro. Israel runs America. So, for real, like they want to say the socialist shit. He's not the first socialist person. Look at how far Bernie Sanders got. Bernie Sanders is still in fucking office. Being an admitted democratic socialist, he's still a senator. Ran for president. They sabotaged Bernie at the DNC. That came out in the WikiLeaks. So I don't know why they're so afraid of socialism, bro. It's a reason why when the best countries to live are those Scandinavian countries, Norway, Denmark, Finland, and all that shit. Them is the best countries to live in because a form of democratic socialism is good, bro. The social contract the social contract is pretty much a trade-off between the leaders and the public. You know, we allow y'all to govern so long as y'all do what's in our best interest. That's a social contract. The social contract as it relates to democracy now in America in 2025, it don't fucking work. So let's try something different. And they so scared because they know this is the proving ground. If it could work in the biggest metropolitan area, fuck the metropolitan area. It's about the 5 boroughs. If it could work in the biggest city, the 5 boroughs, if it could work in the biggest city in the country, it could kind of lead way for things changing around the nation. And they scared of that. Because that means that, yo, old people, we don't got to listen to y'all no more. We figure some new shit out. They scared, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Don't be surprised they don't try to do something to Zohran.
Yeah, we don't wish nothing bad on Zohran. May God be with him.
Shout out to Zohran. Do something to Pablo Torre. This nigga talking about investigating Jalen Brunson and shit. Pablo Torre, you better mind your fucking business, nigga.
Oh, you flipped it to the nigga.
But yeah, Zohran, we fucking with you, Zohran. I changed my mind, bro, because everybody is trying to turn against you, the powers that be. It ain't even about rich and poor no more, bro. It's really just starting to be about good versus evil, son.
That's what it's always about, good and evil. Yo, RC, any last words for the people?
Man, do all your own homework. Pay attention to these congressional hearings with all these people coming up about the Epstein files. Don't never forget about the Epstein files. Good versus evil, son. You know, it's all right to pursue what's best for you. Everybody has their own natural selfishness. There's good selfishness and there's bad selfishness. Pursue what's best for you, bro. You don't have to listen to some shit everybody's saying or, nah, bro. What's best for you? What's right for you? Take care of yourself. Do right by yourself. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Everything will be perfect, man. First Amendment is powerful. Use it as much as you fucking want to. Die for that shit.
Yo, this is Politics as Usual with RC episode 10. Yeah, we see y'all next time, man.